Hey guys, and happy Homebrew Wednesday. Hanging out in the gym. I got the fermenters here. It keeps at a very nice temperature in this room, so it's perfect when I got a lot of fermenters that I want to keep at a specific temperature. Ales, they're right about 18 degrees Celsius, and yeah, it's pretty comfortable here. Anyways, I've got a couple Arrogant Bastard ales here that I've did, and then a couple beers just in front that I did up today. Basically, this is a loosely based on an all Citra IPA, and this guy again is the Arrogant Bastard Ale. So today, right now, what I want to do is take a sample and see where it is. It's been in the fermenter for about 4 days, so I want to see how far along it's come. And you can see it's still bubbling every now and then, but yeah, I just want to check it out where it's at and determine if I'm going to put my dry hops in now or wait a little bit. So let's do that. There she is. 4 days in the fermenter. She looks like she's about 10-20. So still a little bit ways to go. But just about ready for dry hopping then. Yeah, 10, looks like 10-18. So yeah, probably a couple more days and then should be good. Tasting all right. 10-18, yeah, they're ready for dry hops. So. Alright, now that's done, let's go ahead and sit down, have a chat. Alright, so is this going to be one of those boring videos where it's just somebody sitting down and talking the whole time? Yeah, pretty much. If that's not your thing, check back in on the next brew day. But yeah, so just wanted to sort of take a little retrospective and look back on what's going on 2016. And before I go there, I just want to say Happy New Year to everybody. Welcome to 2017. And let's go ahead and start off with a homebrew. This one is from my colleague Yomar. It's his Dead Pony Club clone. So let's go ahead, crack this open. This isn't really a beer review sort of video, but might give you a couple tasting notes on it. 4.4% on this one. Beautiful beer. Cheers. Very nice. Very nice and hoppy. It's a little thinner than the real Dead Pony Club that I remember, but very, very tasty. Okay, so year in review. Got some notes. So far, well, not so far because the year is over. In 2016, I brewed up an unlucky 13 batches of beer. Not that the beers were unlucky, it's just the number, and if you're superstitious and everything, well, if this year my year goes to shit, now you know why. Yeah. So, if we go back some months, right? A year to January, I was doing a video right here in this room talking about putting on a homemade jacket on my conical fermenter. And turns out that that's really something that's not necessary, because keeping the beer warm has never been my problem here. The biggest problem is actually keeping it cold enough, right? Doing the lagers, and then regulating the temperature. So more important than anything. So I wouldn't do that again. I never use it. You've seen videos this year with me with the fermenter in the fridge, and it has no jacket on it because it was just sort of a waste of time. Talked about cleaning kegs, carboys, and the lines. You know, buying one of those little pumps in order to help you clean out your lines, and then a sub pump in order to make a homemade keg and carboy washer. It's fantastic. It's very cheap, and you know, even just for cleaning the lines on the keezer, it's been really helpful. So it was a year ago when Grant Baker and I did a beer swap, specifically for the supercharger. So we all had brewed up, not we all, but most of us in the brew tubing community who participated in Paul's Memorial Brew Day brewed up a supercharger. So I was able to do a side-by-side tasting with the original and my own and Grant's as well. That was just truly touching, and a symbol of how close-knit this community is, and something that I really appreciate. That was just so cool. In February, I did a side-by-side tasting of those beers with Arland, my neighbor, who has since moved away, but not too far. More beer reviews with us to come in the future. In February of 2016, I also brewed up my very first barley wine, and that was a brew day from hell. But I still have a lot of them left, and it's tasting fantastic and aging really well, so I'm pretty happy about that. In February 2016, I also met up with Sticky Tentacles for the very first time, which, by the way, if you've seen the videos before this one, he was here at the house. We got a chance to hang out for most of the day and sample 1 or 2 or 10 beers, and it was just so cool. So nice, where we can just sit back, relax, and have a homebrew. He was actually coming over to get some samples for the Kvike yeast experiments that I've been working on. So he wanted to get his hands on the Hornindal strain, and so I let him leave with some of that, and also the Murray as well. I think he took some of that. Anyways, that was February. In March, I brewed up a Doppelbock, and I called it Darth Vator, because Doppelbocks are usually end with the suffix ator, so A-T-O-R. And it was in sort of a salute to Mike Dean from the Dean's List. So he was naming some beers after Star Wars themes at the time, so I said, hey, I'll jump on that bandwagon too. So thanks a lot for the idea, Mike. The Darth Vator lives on. There's still some left, actually. Tasting really nice. Aging well. Brewed up my first Saison as well. Very much just a bare bones basic Saison grist with French Saison yeast 3711, and that turned out really well. In fact, I ended up giving one away to somebody I'll talk about in a minute. Also brewed up let's see, a double IPA, Pliny the Elder, version 2 on that one, which was very good, actually. I think it was, tasting very young the first month or whatever, and it wasn't really good and checking the pH was high on it, but I tell you, I still have some. And that was back in March, and it's actually tasting pretty good. So it's stood the test of time. Back in April, also was challenged with the accent challenge. So me and my daughter did that. That was fun. Good memories. In April, also brewed up I think the Monterey Street Pale Ale. Very good pale ale recipe. I like that one. In May, also got a second beer mail from New Zealand. This time, not just from Grant, but also from Tube Dino's. So he sent me over some of his beers, and wow, that was just so cool. Again, coming back to community, so far away, yet able to just contact each other and do a beer exchange, and it's a nice way to just shake each other's hands from across the ponds. Also in May, I got beers from Whale Island Nano Brewery. Those were some very nice beers. I really like that. Also in May, brewed up my first English special bitter, or extra special bitter, and still have some of that actually. These are some of the beers that I was brewing for the summer party at work, and did a double batch on that one, and still have some. Probably not much, but a little bit left. In June, I think the only thing I posted was a brewing beer and losing weight video. That was the third installment, and I may do one more. I'm just sort of waiting to get to where I want to be. I went down, I got all the way down to 79 kilos. Maybe I'll put up here what that is in pounds. And that was sort of like my target, to get into the 70s. And that was really cool to be able to get there. And then this was in June, a little bit after that in July. And then for my birthday, you may have seen in the beginning, my wife got me a new weight cage, a weight training set with the cage and the weights and bench and pretty much everything that I need. So I've actually been bulking up a little bit. So I think I'm upwards of 81.5 now, and just focus on building a little bit of roundness to me, muscle, and that's been working out really well. I'm gonna probably go ahead and do another cut here pretty soon. The New Year's is past, all the holidays are past, so I've been pretty much just eating whatever I want and enjoying myself for the last couple weeks since Christmas, and now I'm just gonna go ahead back on into another cut. We lost Strat, so that was another sad point for this year. In July, I got the opportunity to meet face to face with Harry Brew 69, New to Homebrew Tom, Chris Fry, and just brewed a beer at Ida Valley Brewing, and that was phenomenal. Just beautiful memories from that trip. Looking forward to go back and see them all again someday. In August, I received a couple more beer mails. I didn't post too much. I guess I did start off with some of the beer reviews. I got a beer from Martin Farstad Borg, and still have your 25% stout up in the fridge, waiting for a special occasion. I guess that would have been last night, New Year's Eve. But I want to do a review with it, and I'd like to do that with Arlen the next time he comes over. So that's basically what I'm waiting for. That'd be interesting to try that. 25% stout. In September, more beer exchanges with Sticky Tentacles, and yeah, can't say enough good things about him. It's really, really cool. Also got off in September doing some water experiments, which is really nice. Also did the intro to water, ions, pH, and alkalinity, and I really do hope to get back on track with that and finish that series up, probably as soon as I'm done brewing up the Kveik and waiting for that stuff to mature. Also got a beer mail from Per Nilsson from Sweden. That was his first beer, I believe, and it was a pale ale. I remember it being really surprisingly good. In September, I also took a trip to Stone Brewing in Berlin. Can't say enough about that. It was so nice. Just got to go down there and meet all those guys, and that was just phenomenal. Had such a great time meeting Greg, of course, and Steve Wagner, and Mitch Steele was there. Also got to meet up with Justin Krausley of the Brew Network, and he gave me a sticker. It's up there on the control panel. Just had a great time. We had 150 beers to choose from, and oh my god, it was an open bar pretty much, and you could have anything you wanted. And I think it wasn't until halfway through the day where I smartened up and said, you know, just give me a taster on some of all of the beers instead of, you know, getting a full glass. I wish I had thought about that earlier. Yeah, not that smart. In October, I brewed up my very first pumpkin ale and got my first stuck sparge. If you want to see that brew day, go ahead and check it out. Also received in October the biggest beer mail I've ever received and probably will ever receive, which was from none other than Harry Brew 69. He sent me some fabulous beers, all the beers from the brewery, of course, and he sent me 6 of the ones that we brewed up, the Norseman, when I was there. Phenomenal. Absolutely blown away. Mind was blown. It was just such a fantastic and friendly gesture, and can't wait to be able to repay him somehow. In November, a couple months ago, I received a beer mail from an ex-colleague of mine, Jan Luffold. Still have a couple of beers of his to do a review on. Brewed up the Supercharger with my colleague Martin from Prague, and still have some of that on tap. Tasting really nice. Got more beer from Sticky Tentacles. Did more beer reviews for him. In December, I did a meat update. So it had been a year, 11 months, since I actually had brewed that mead, so that got done. Tasted it last night, actually, on New Year's Eve with some of the neighbors, and it's interesting. It's not necessarily one of those things that I want to have. It's I think it's more nostalgia than it is an actual craving. So that's just me. That's just me and meads. When I get to the States, maybe I'll have an opportunity to find myself something from the was it Moonlight Meadery? So maybe I'll try it again. But yeah. On a separate note, sour beers are becoming more approachable and appealing. So yeah, there's hope. There's still hope. In December this month, also I got 5 Kveik yeast strains. Kveik is a term for yeast to produce a Norwegian farmhouse ale. Norwegian farmhouse ales are generally called corn øl or malt øl, like corn beer, or it's actually grain beer, or malt øl, so like a malt beer. So looking forward to do some of those experiments in the very near future. The key thing about that is pretty simple grist. It varies from area to area, but mainly is pale or Pilsner malt, maybe a little bit of Munich, and maybe a bit of crystal, but that's really not something that the farmers have or make, so it's usually just a pale malt that they create themselves. Others nowadays buy it from the homebrew shop, and they'll get a little variation. But the key thing is, of course, is the yeast with this one, and they ferment at higher temperatures. So we're looking at anywhere between 36 and 42 degrees Celsius. That's high. So I'm probably going to target right in the middle there, about 39, and hopefully produce a lot of esters from these guys, and take some videos from those experiments, and probably even the brew day for that one will come out in the near future. That'll probably be the next brew day video. Right, so just been busy I don't think I've ever built up so many starters in such a short period of time, building up all of these Kavaiki strains. So that's been pretty interesting. And that's pretty much the year. You know, in terms of the beers, you know, it was the barley wine, the Doppelbock, the Saison, the double IPA, Monterey Street Pale Ale, a German lager, which I still have, calling it the German Pils, and still tasting very meadowy, Pilsner-like. So that's good. It's sticking around pretty well. English Special Bitter, a coffee stout, which was for the summer party, New England IPA, and that tasted okay. I did 2 different yeasts on that one. Yeast 1318 on one, and then the Conan strain on the other. Unfortunately, I didn't know which one I pitched in which, so they did taste similar, but they were slightly different. And I did like one more than the other. Unfortunately, I don't know which one, so I have to go back and rebrew that. The brew I showed you in the beginning, the brew that I did today, I'll talk about in a minute, but I pitched the same yeast on that one. I did 2 5-gallon batches, or it was 1 10-gallon batch, split it up, and in one I put in the Y yeast, 1318, and then put Conan in the other. And yeah, it's all Citra, so we'll see how that one turns out in comparison. Anyways, I digress. Right, so that was the New England IPA, the Pumpkin Ale, the Supercharger, and the Oktoberfest, which I haven't shown you, and I didn't record anything from the brew day. That's currently in the fridge, finishing up, and that will be ready very soon. So there's 3 beers that I've done in the last couple weeks, and that is the Oktoberfest, the Arrogant Bastard Ale, and then also the All Citra IPA today. Those are all in preparation for a local party that our closest friends are going to get together and sort of rent out a community house not too far from where we live. We've invited 30 of our closest friends, me and my neighbor, and we're going to get together and just have a good time. Going to be giving away the beers, so it'll be the Oktoberfest, the Strong Ale, and then also the Citra IPA. And they'll get to taste those. It's basically going to be like a beer tasting. And then also we'll probably have some poker going on at the same time. A little Texas Hold'em. And yeah, so that's basically what I'm doing in terms of brew-wise. So yeah, the Citra IPA, that's the first beer of 2017 today. What else? Oh, I wanted to talk a little bit about the things that I kind of feel guilty about because, not doing an equipment video. I've got some requests to do a video about all of my equipment that I have, and I just haven't got around to doing it yet. I'll do one in the near future. I feel guilty about not doing a quicker follow-up for the water video. Just the end of the year has been hectic, work-wise and brew-wise. Everybody's got excuses really for why they don't get certain things done. Feel a little bit guilty about not willing or able to commit to a regularly scheduled Homebrew Wednesday video. It comes back to the whole thing that if I don't have anything to talk about, then I'm not going to put a video out there. You know, it's nice. At the same time, I know I like to see videos of people on a regular basis. I have my favorites that I like to go and watch, and if they don't put a video out that day or that week, and I'm just like, okay, sure would have been nice to just to see him and just talk, and you could say anything. Just, you know, nice to see him, nice to get a quick update. No brew necessary. But when it comes to me and myself and thinking about that, I think, no, I'm not that excited. Yeah, no, not my thing. Maybe I should do like some reviews that are part of the Homebrew Wednesdays, and that way I could do like a beer review, and it's in like a Homebrew Wednesday. But I don't know. I think that sort of format makes up for a kind of a boring Homebrew Wednesday. But then again, I fall back. I don't know. I'm on the fence about it. Anyways, time for a sip. Cheers. Thank you, Yomar. Nice. Very nice. I feel guilty about not doing more in the brew house videos, in the brew house interviews with other brew tubers. There are so many brew tubers out there that are very interesting that I would just like to talk to and have a chat with them and understand where they got started and some of the tips and tricks they might have and the lessons learned and where they are today and where they see themselves going into the future. So maybe we'll get some more of those videos out there coming in the future. Is that something that's interests you? Please let me know down in the comments. Do you want to see more in the brew house videos? Not sending out more beer mails to friends. I had an opportunity to get some beer mail when I went to Florida, specifically from Lermo 22, and I also got beer mail from Every Homebrew. And I don't actually think in fact, I know I've never sent Lermo 22 any beer yet, but trust me, man, it's coming. Just waiting for something decent, really. That I guess I could just send what I have, but I kind of want. Obviously, I want always to be over the top. You send me a 120-minute IPA. I mean, I gotta find something that's gonna match that. You know what I mean? And then also Everyday Homebrews. He sent me some beers, and I don't think that I've ever reciprocated, so I definitely need to get some back to him as well. So 2017 is going to be the year for that. Not doing more tourist videos with little SJ. Little SJ. I got to get out more with him and bring him on my trips. Things to be happy about. More subscribers are always a good thing, but I do this more or less for the people that watch me on a regular basis and for the people that I watch on a regular basis. And I know that not all of the people that are subscribed to me watch these videos on a regular basis, and that's okay. It's nice to have more subscribers, and I really appreciate that, but I really appreciate the guys that stick around and collaborate or communicate and invoke a conversation, and I really appreciate that. Another thing I'm happy about is losing 308 subscribers this year. So a little bit more than 300 people figured out that I'm not their cup of tea, and that's fine. Got to be happy about the tons of beer mails that I've gotten this year. Overwhelmed, really. Still have some that need to be reviewed, and hopefully we'll get to those soon. Wow, it's so phenomenal. New friends and folks reaching out, and really, really loving that. Yeah. Things that I hope to accomplish in 2017 is, of course, visit England again, and I've already talked about that, so that would be really cool. I'd like to visit the Netherlands this year, maybe hook up with Home Beer Brewery, and take a trip to Belgium and see some the breweries there, or at least get my hands on some of the Belgian beers that I can't get here in Norway. This year in 2017, I'll likely brew up a couple sour beers. So I may start off with a kettle sour, seems to be where people start, but I'm really more interested in getting my hands dirty with Pedicalcus and some Brett. So more of that coming probably this year. I'm on the fence really about brewery upgrades because I'm really content with what I have. So is 2017 going to include anything new? Probably not. I'm getting tired of the buckets, so I might get another conical or something like that. But really, I want to save up some money and purchase a microscope. So more science stuff, probably likely to come in the future, and so and those things are not cheap. Yeah, the cheap ones aren't worth it, and you really want to get a good one. So that's basically maybe one of the new updates, the new brewery upgrades will be. I don't need bigger kettles, 15 gallons is just fine for me. I don't need to be, these people that are brewing 100 liters or 200 liters just for what I do. Yeah, sure, it would be great to get that much in the same amount of time, for a brew day. But yeah, I probably just end up selling it. Nah, I might as well go pro. So we'll see that. This year I'd like to do more collaborations with people. I'd like to have more people come over and do more brews, different brews, things that I haven't done yet, and just experiment a little bit more. Normally this year I'll do like 2 or 3 solid beers that I know, and then try something experimental. So yeah, we'll see. More collaborations would be nice. Just yeah, see what else is out there, see what other techniques people are using, and see if there's something out there that I could adopt. This year I am going back to Seattle at the end of January, in just a few weeks actually. The ending week of January and the beginning week of February. So that week and the weekends I will be in Seattle. So really looking forward to possibly hook up with some old buddies there, and then anybody else that's in the area. So I'm coming all the way over from Norway to Seattle. So I'm kind of hoping that Rick James can drive his little ass around the fjord, around the sound, and come over to Seattle and meet me. So that'd be really cool to meet up with Polly Detmers. That would be cool. And we'll see. I'll be in the Redmond area, so I'll be on the east side of Seattle most of the time. But we'll see what happens when I get there. This summer, coming this summer, I am going home, going to Vermont. So I haven't been there with the kids, or haven't been there at all in about 5 years. So it's going to be really nice to get back there and see my relatives that I haven't seen since then. Of course, I've met my parents. My parents have been here. I met my mother in Florida last year, so there's some connection there. But going home to Vermont, I'll be able to see my brother and my sisters, and that's just that's going to be really nice to see them again. And of course, there's quite a few breweries up there in Vermont that should be interesting to go check out. So really looking forward to experience that. Another thing I'm looking forward to is meeting up with Maine Brew Guy. So we've been talking, and hopefully going to get an opportunity to swing by his place and hook up and have a chat. Who knows? We'll see where that takes us. What else is going on this year, 2017? Not too much. Yeah. It's been an interesting 2016. No, not a great deal of brewing going on, but enough for me. And 2017 is looking to be pretty interesting. So with that said, I've got nothing else going on, guys. Thanks a lot for sticking around. If you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. Again, just sort of catching up with you. Hoping that you've had happy holidays and had a great New Year's Eve, safe New Year's Eve, are not in jail or anything like that, but just had a great New Year's Eve, and looking forward to 2017. With that, guys, cheers. I wish y'all well. Happy New Year.